Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. If you're just joining us, we've been discussing health. December 1st is World AIDS Day, and it's an opportunity for people worldwide to unite in the fight against HIV, show support for people living with HIV, and to commemorate people who have died. My next guest works hard to encourage people to talk openly with their partners about safer sex and STDs, and to remind them to get tested. Maria Barker is the Multicultural Program Manager at Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin. Hi, Maria.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Now, the mission of Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin is to empower all individuals to manage their sexual and reproductive health through patient services, education, and advocacy. If you could tell us more about your job as Multicultural Program Manager.
Well, actually, I recently had a title change.
Okay.
So I am the Director of Latinx Programs and Initiatives, which means that I work with all Latinx families throughout Wisconsin, and I don't work with Latinx families across Wisconsin alone. I have a wonderful group of promotores de salud, community health workers, who work with me, and we go out into communities and help families be more comfortable having conversations about sexuality via what we call home health parties. So that's what I am responsible for within the community education department. However, I also have a team of 9 colleagues who I work with, and we go to schools, we go to community-based organizations, we partner with organizations around our communities to help with whatever we can to ensure that people know about Planned Parenthood services and that we are empowering people to have conversations openly about their needs to be sexual, positive human beings.
All right, and research actually points out that many Latinos have limited health care access and are disproportionately at risk, as they are more likely to be diagnosed with cervical cancer than women of any other racial or ethnic group, more likely to die from breast cancer than non-Latino white women, and have higher rates of HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases than non-Latinos in the U.S. So when you talk about the programs and the services that Planned Parenthood offers, you never turn anyone away because of their ability to pay, right?
That is correct. So
and that's important to point out.
It's very important. I think Latinos are the population who has the highest percentage of uninsured people. So when you access Planned Parenthood services, we take people who have private insurance, we take people who are on Title 19, Badger Care, but we also see people who are uninsured, and we charge them according to how much money they make and how many people are supported by that amount. We don't turn anybody away.
Yes, and like I said, that's so important, because when you look at the numbers of individuals dealing with health disparities, it always goes back to the economy or people's economic background, and that should never be the situation, in my opinion. So you talked about what you've crafted, which is known as a home health party, and I thought this was so absolutely creative, because we heard of people having jewelry parties and purse parties and even Tupperware parties, but you do these health parties. Tell us more about it.
That's correct. And you know, I didn't invent anything. I remember growing up and being Mexican. My family used to have a lot of jewelry parties. So I thought, you know, people got together, they shared food, they had good conversation, and even without a party, I think many families come together in the kitchen, and while we're sharing food, we think we can solve the problems of the world. So this is where the concept of home health parties come from. And what we do is one of our health promoters will find someone from the community to host this home health party, and they invite 10 of their friends. Their friends come over, and we share food while we talk about sexuality topics. Our curriculum, with the help of the medical college, we developed a Spanish language curriculum called Cese Más, Cuidándonos Creceremos Más Sanos, and the curriculum is to help plant seeds of everything that sexuality could possibly encompass. You know, a lot of people think it's just the sex act, but it's not. We have sexuality across our lifespan. So we plant these little seeds of all of the topics we could possibly cover, and then those 10 people will say, hey, this is kind of interesting. Why don't you come back another time and talk to us about puberty? Why don't you come back another time and talk to us about menopause? Our curriculum has even grown to now encompass civic engagement, because a lot of our community was not aware of, you know, so what do aldermen do? What are these elections coming up? So now we not only talk about reproductive health, we talk about what we call reproductive justice, which encompasses everything that a person needs to be happy, healthy, and strong.
Yeah, and not to mention healthcare is one of the top things that people are debating when it comes to politics these days. So I think what you're doing is amazing. So you mentioned some of the things that you guys discuss, but you also do adult-child communication, which is huge for a lot of people. And Planned Parenthood's Wisconsin Avenue Center, they actually offer services on HIV testing, education, and referrals, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, I just want to point that out because we are focusing on World AIDS Day, because, you know, it's right there on the calendar. And so it's important to at least help spread awareness so that people, you know and can help spread the word. And you guys do the rapid HIV testing.
That is correct.
Okay, that means it's done with the blood sample taken from a finger stick, and results are available in 10 to 40 minutes, and the results are given in person. So all good stuff. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with us today?
No, I think you've done great research, and you know all of our services. So we just want the community to know that everyone is welcome. Our doors are open, and regardless of what people might be hearing out there, our doors will stay open.
All right. Thank you so much for all that you do. Maria Barker is the Director of Latinx Program and Initiatives at Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin. For more information on anything we've discussed, you can visit their website at ppwi.org or call 414-271-8045. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll find out more about an organization that engages in advocacy and provides both capacity building and direct service work to address the health disparities experienced by LGBTQ people in Wisconsin. We'll talk to representatives from Diverse and Resilient right after this.